Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of beating Fallout 4 as Preston Garvey's evil twin. The premise of this challenge is simple: to beat Fallout 4 as Preston Garvey's evil twin. What a stupid idea. Regardless, I have my boundaries set for the playthrough, which go as follows. I can only use the laser musket I get at the beginning of the game in Concord, and have to win the game only as a Minuteman. So far, this is all I thought of. Real cute. I even considered for a moment to name myself Preston Barney, but we don't always get what we want, so I didn't. Oh, and I drained charisma, 'cause, fuck being nice to people. The first perk I chose was Rifleman, which allowed my non-auto musket to deal more damage. Outside the Museum of Freedom, I was finally able to pick up the laser musket the fake Preston so carelessly tossed off the balcony onto the street below. I also looted my first bit of apparel from a dead comrade to look the part. I was originally going to sit at the doorway of the building and let my alternate ego do all the shooting for me, but that got boring real quick. The moment I shot my first shot from the shitty-ass musket, I knew this challenge would be a nightmare. Fortunately, I was able to wipe 2 raiders off the plane of consciousness. But Preston, too, was a real bitch about letting me in his hole, so I killed his foes as a response to my rejection. Nerd. I speed ran through a conversation with myself, simultaneously realizing I don't really look like Preston at all. Bethesda really slipped up on the character design.
If I only had a bobby pin.
Out of bobby pins.
But I had bobby pins. Where did they go? In my frustration, I launched a piece of fellow man into the floorboards below. Vertibird. I entered the power armor and ripped the minigun off the ship, and was prepared to let Preston do all the shooting so I wouldn't waste my ammo, but, well, you know how that goes. I marked Fort Strong on my map so I could discover and fast travel there later, simply for convenience. I then proceeded to take part in the battle down below and casually beat the fuck out of a low-level raider for the easiest XP points I've earned so far. The Deathclaw was a struggle and even managed to get in my hideout once, which scared the ever-living shit out of me, but somehow I managed to survive. I didn't want to waste any of my ammo fusion cells on the dinosaur, so I decided to punch the bitch to death like when my grandma beat up Lee Harvey Oswald after he shot Taylor Swift. He got some moves though. I kept at it, but somehow the beast had penetrated most of my armor and killed me. Where did my hat go? I continued punching the dragon some more, but then realized who I was. Preston Garvey, and Preston don't give a fuck, so I blasted that cracker to death. Almost. Fortunately, I succeeded the 3rd time around and killed the overly dramatic offender. After that whole ordeal, I reverted back to my old ways and showed my best friend Mama what's good.
Don't give me that destiny crap.
After convincing the gang to head to Sanctuary, I decided I felt bad for the raiders I slaughtered like I do the pigs in my peaceful Minecraft world, so I carried one of them all the way out to my car at Red Rocket. I also tossed my old friend Dead Guy into the lake with the other trash where he belongs. Upon arrival at Sanctuary, they weren't fucking there. After talking to fake Preston about my mission, we shared a beautiful moment together. As I was ready to break the tension, he had the audacity to speak to me once again.
I hope you don't mind, but I've got another favor to ask.
Asshole. Unfortunately for him, Sturgis wanted something to do with me as well.
I can't help right now.
It's a free country.
Uh-huh.
Stupid liberal. On my way to help the settlers, I threw a captain hat in the trash because fuck the ocean. During my endeavors, I came across a church, so I did the only thing a religious citizen would do and gave the priest a nice firm wallop on the behind. Being Preston, I ran away from an easy meal, like a bitch. Oh yeah, and I killed Mr. Fix My Pipe and looted his pathetic corpse before it ate the ground. Once I got to my playdate, I immediately ended it by taking her favorite bobby pin. Deep down, she knew I was there to lather my power in her yard. I also granted her neighbor a nice juicy apple because he really didn't deserve his thistle.
By the way,
I pled guilty to my crimes and earned a curvy flare gun I will never use from my favorite fan. I am a Minuteman now. It was time to head to Diamond City while having the pleasure of watching little me scamper towards myself like a smelly rat. I came across another church and was anxious to be in the presence of more priest Tushy, but was not granted my wishes for my sins. Side note, I found another fusion core, then ran like a puss. I discovered a relay tower, so naturally I opened all of its flaps like a beautiful street pigeon to signal to all my superior enemies where I was hiding.
And there's a tank.
I found a couple sitting on a bench together, probably been like that for 200 years. So me being an obedient slave to my evil desires, I desperately attempted to separate them, but when I could not do so, I broke the man's neck. I also visited world-famous Niagara Falls for the first time.
Hey man, you need some chems?
I'll take a look, sure.
Let me know.
I relieved a chem dealer of his life to get the chems he was so selfishly hoarding, but somehow when I tried robbing them from his dead body, they weren't there anymore. I was so frustrated at this, I came back to toss him in the river. Or so I thought. I briefly discovered Cambridge Police Station before scurrying away like a true Minuteman in the face of danger. Oh, and I let my friend deal with ghouls himself because I don't care about him. Green tech. Nice. You know why I discovered this place. On my final stretch of road towards Diamond City, I encountered 2 fat-ass stink bugs. I killed one of them, and myself at the same time? What? How? It doesn't matter, because I was able to hide behind a street sign and shoot them from the relative comfort of my corner. Tubby. I discovered CIT ruins for some reason, probably because you-know-who is breeding his minions underneath the concrete. After finally arriving at the Great Green Jewel of the Commonwealth, I told Bubba to fuck off.
You can head home now. You know where to find me if you need me.
Which one do you want?